Cricket is my passion and I cannot avoid it.
Hello and welcome to Cricket Unplugged with Anis Sajan. Today we have a special guest. He was India's leading left-arm pace bowler. Also India's leading World Cup wicket taker in 2011. He has led India to many victories. Welcome Zaheer Khan. How are you doing?
Thank you. Happy to be here. You're still following your cricket passion and taking it to new heights and new levels. So I'm happy about that.
You know, I'm trying to learn from...
With the game, even if right now the game is not going on because of Corona, but you are making sure that you are connected with the game of cricket.
In fact, taking a leaf out of you cricketers, you know, that after cricket, how you guys have been helping cricket some way or the other. So for me, a layman like me can probably live my passion, and this is the best possible way.
Always. It's always about staying connected with what you really love and enjoy. You know, so for us, playing cricket was at the highest level. And then once you can't really go out there and play, you know, you have to stay connected and use all the knowledge which you've gained over the years and help the guys explore themselves and express themselves when they go out there on the field. So your experiences in some way or the other come handy all the time.
Very well said, Zach. You had mentioned to me the other day that you have been now going to practice. Can you tell our viewers what you have been doing in the last few days?
Well, nothing much, you know, just trying to get to the ground and, you know, getting the feel of things, helping few guys. So whoever can just, you know, come and use the time. And in this time, I can just, you know, share my knowledge. I've always been of that thinking. So, you know, right now, even though the times are tough, you know, we are still making sure that we continue with our routine lives, what we've been doing, and that's what I've been doing. So, you know, it's a good balance of going out there, getting some outdoor activity done, and then using your time wisely. Otherwise, also with bit of reading and watching OTT platform these days. You know, it's in big demand. So that's the switch off, and that's pretty much has been the routine for me as well.
Very true, Zach, that you've got to keep yourself busy in these days, which has been tough for almost everybody. And how you use your time is very important by staying fit.
Absolutely, I think, you know, everyone needs to find that balance, because it's not easy at times, isn't it? Just, you know, staying at home, not doing much can really get to you. So you have to find that trigger, you know, which keeps you in that good space. I think, you know, mental health is something which is very important. So you know, you can't really let the situation gets the better of you. So that's what everyone should be working towards. And I think, you know, it's been a long time now. So everyone has pretty much figured out, you know, how to deal with the new normal, as they call it.
Very true. We'll begin with your Test cricket career, Zach. I remember very well your debut was against Bangladesh, which was Bangladesh's first Test match. Am I right? That was their debut too, to Test cricket. And they scored 400 runs in that first innings. So how was that challenge playing your first Test match at Dhaka?
Well, for me, yes, the Test debut happened. I think it was November 2000, if I've said it correctly. Yeah. So Bangladesh first match for them, it was the big match, and for me also personally, it was a very big match since it was the first Test match of my life, and I was really looking forward to it. You know, it was a dream come true to represent India and playing Test matches for our country. So that those were the emotions for me of that match. It was all about, you know, getting out there on the field and making the mark. And I remember clearly Jawaharlal Srinath telling me end of that first inning that, you know, it's a great start for a Test career. I think I've picked up about 3 wickets in that first innings. So that was very important. That motivation, that encouragement was also very important. And you know, Test match is all about having that character. to be able to play for 5 days and making that impact. So for any cricketer, I think it's a test at the highest level of their skills, and that's something which any cricketer wants to make a mark at that level and with their performances. So I was happy and really grateful that I could have a decent career at the test level representing India.
Like you mentioned, Test cricket is playing at the highest level. So I believe it is temperament which tests your physical, mental, emotional traits for cricketer, whether you're a batsman or a bowler.
Absolutely, I think and that's why I think everyone really rates Test cricket very high because you have to go on for about 5 days. And in 5 days, if you're a purist of the game, you understand it to the details, the minute details of what happens over the course of 5 days, because the wicket doesn't really change, right? So you have to, every day the wicket is changing as more number of overs are bowled on that track, so that changes the nature of the wicket, and that is something as a cricketer you have to adapt to. As you normally know that on the first day of a test match, you will have conditions which are favoring to bowlers. The ball is new and hard, everyone is fresh, so that brings in different challenges for batsmen. But as the game moves on, you have to adapt with the game, and there are always phases which batsmen and bowlers both will talk about. There are attacking phases. There are phases where you have to contain and defend, and you have to understand at which stage what kind of strategy one must have. So there are a whole lot of dimensions which are very varied, and you have to prove yourself as a cricketer under different conditions and situations of a test match, which constantly varying right throughout a 5-day period. As you know that as the game goes on towards third and fourth day, the spinners also come into play. So for spinners, it's about bowling when the conditions are helpful for them, and also making use of the conditions when they are not. Similarly for fast bowlers, as you go along in the test match, things are gonna get difficult. The wicket is not gonna assist you that much as it's assisting at the beginning of the game. So those are the things you have to be learning, and with experience you tend to get better at it. But as a cricketer, you have to be a well-rounded cricketer to be able to cope up and make that impact through the game, which is over the 5 days.
So I remember India had Kapil Dev. After Kapil Dev, India had Javagal Srinath, and then it was Zaheer Khan, who was left armour, who was the leader of the pack. So did you ever feel that you would be able to, take that pressure of being the leader of the pack and lead India's fast bowling?
I actually enjoyed that responsibility. I think it makes you more aware about the game when you're not only thinking of yourself, but you're also thinking about your partners and what they should be doing in different kind of situations. And you're having these dialogues and discussions about bowling, so that is the most exciting part. So like I told you in the beginning, it's about sharing the knowledge and your experiences. So that is something which I always enjoyed doing, and I personally felt that it just kind of kept me in the game, even though I was not making the play. So if your spell is over, bowling spell, you actually just not going out there to fine leg or a third man or mid on, mid off, and just taking it easy and switching off. You're actually thinking about the game and the situation and where the game is heading. So that is something which I always enjoy.
I had read that it was your father who pushed you to leave engineering and join cricket. So at that time, did you have any inspiration or any cricketer in mind that you wanted to be like?
So for me, I think when I started, bowling has always been my passion. Even when I was playing with the tennis ball, I used to bat as well. But my passion has always been with fast bowling. And as they say that fast bowlers are not made; they are born. So I think with me that talent was inborn. And when I came to Mumbai in '96, Those were the days where I knew that I had started playing cricket very late. I started playing cricket when I was with a cricket ball. Before that I was just like a routine boy trying to focus on the studies and play cricket for fun. But when I came to Mumbai in '96, that's when I took up cricket professionally, and I decided that okay, I'm going to make my career in cricket. And it had its own challenges because I was starting late. I had to learn quicker than others. I had to spend extra times in the nets. So I would go practice in the morning, practice in the evening, and I was bowling a lot so that I'm more understanding of what is required to bowl with a cricket ball, because tennis ball weight and the cricket ball weight is completely different. So the length which I was bowling with a tennis ball was not really working here. Those were the learnings, when I started in my early days in Mumbai back in '96.
You have been instrumental in many wins for India in Test cricket, in India as well as abroad. But one match which comes to my mind was in Leeds, where after a long time India had beaten England. And I remember that incident about jelly beans in that Test match. Could you share to our viewers what had actually happened and what made you, get into it and go get those lovely 9 wickets which you got for India?
Well, I think there was just the incident which happened in the game. I think as a cricketer, you go through a lot of these incidents, and personally, the sledging is actually I wouldn't call it like exact sledging, but it's a competitive edge which comes out when you're playing at the highest level. So that was one of the part of that incident. We were actually in control of the game. India was completely in control of the game. We got England out quite early. We had a decent run with our Fab Four going out there and then doing the job, getting those runs on the board. In spite of that, English cricketers were getting a little frustrated out there. They were not expecting something like this to happen in their home turf. And they were just been kind of needling a bit at that stage to kind of get me off the focus zone of the zone which normally you are in control. So they were putting jelly beans on the crease, and obviously I knew that it's not someone who can throw from the slip cordon and land it exactly at the same spot every time. So when I went into bat, there was a jelly bean placed at the crease as I was taking the stance. So firstly, I took the piece of the jelly bean and threw it. Then again, it was there. So like following the protocols, I went to the umpire and I said that this is something which is not acceptable, which is happening right now here, and this needs to stop. But in spite of that first warning, nothing really changed, and that continued. And just to prove a point and let everyone know what is happening and how frustrated English guys are, actually I just went to the slip cordon and saying that who is the guy who is doing it after scoring. I can't really say the exact words, but I said that after scoring so many runs, I'm amazed that you still have the energy left to do something like this. And KP, I remember he was in gully fielding there, grabbed the spotlight and started answering back to me, and I just started and continued. I picked on that, and I continued with the conversation, which everyone took notice of, and I took it to the next level in the press conference, where I actually said that that really inspired me to do well in the second innings and all that, which was just for the theatrics of it, not really what I meant. But I actually used that situation to the advantage, because the English media also then went after the English team and created that extra bit of pressure which helped our team. So so these are the games which go on, which is within the game of the cricket, which another game being played during that series.
What mattered was you did the ball, your ball did the talking, and India went on to win that Test match and also win that series after a long time in England, which was very, very important for India, beating England in England.
Absolutely, I think that series was special. Winning that series after so many years in England was really satisfying. And personally for me also, a lot was expected of me from that series, and I was really grateful and excited that I could live up to the expectations and play a crucial role in that series.
Your last test match was in New Zealand, and where you signed off with a 5-wicket haul, where I remember Brendan getting 300. India could have won that test match had India taken a few chances. Do you remember that test match?
Of course, I do remember that test match, and I do remember that marathon innings of Brandon as well, which and Watling as well. I think he played a crucial role in that partnership, which really helped them secure the match, because that match was ours to take, and that one partnership really took the game away from us. Ended up in a draw, but yeah, I think there are good days and bad days, and there are really really tough days and tough matches as a test cricketer you have to really go through. So yeah, that match was special because it was my last test match as well. And for me it was always about just going out there on the field and going with the game. So I always have enjoyed just going out there and expressing myself, bowling those long spells, and that whole bowling experience at the highest level was like as a sort of a very satisfying, like it's like a meditation kind of a thing. When you're out there, that high, nothing can really replace the high which you get when you play at the highest level at a test level.
We've recently heard about the new rule which has been implied by ICC, that you cannot use saliva on the red ball. Now, during your bowling days, we were allowed to use the saliva. So now, when you look back at it, do you think that it will make a difference for the ball swinging?
It will certainly make a difference for sure, and I hope this phase is a temporary phase. Till the time the pandemic is lasting, and they will go back to the original rule of it. I was also of the opinion that maybe when you have limitations with how you're going to maintain the ball, it may not be a bad idea if you give a solution which all the teams can access, and leave it with the umpires, and players can use that solution on the ball to maintain it. Because for any bowler, it's very important if they have to get that swing going. You need a nicely maintained cricket ball, and for that, I think some better solution can be looked at. A sweat on the ball is also the same like saliva. So why put sweat also on the ball? Maybe you can have a very common one solution for everyone to access and use, just to maintain the ball, so that the swing of the cricket ball stays intact.
So, by implying this law, it definitely is helping the batsmen, because the bowlers are not able to get that swing, like which we noticed in the test match between England and West Indies. Anderson was not able to get that swing. So it's not hampering the bowlers.
Yeah, so like I said, yes, it can be challenging to maintain the ball without really using saliva on the ball. But at the end of the day, it's just about maintaining the ball and shining the ball as well. So if you're allowed to use the sweat, you can. So you did see some swing. The swing may be limited, but it will be there, and the ball was maintained. So it wasn't that the ball was not maintained. One side of the ball was maintained nicely with a nice shine, which I was actually seeing when the test match was going on.
Right. You mentioned about your test cricket career. You've taken 311 wickets. Who cannot forget about your ODI career? You played 200 ODI games, took 292 wickets for India, which is also quite satisfying. Now, I want to first start with your journey of World Cup. Your first World Cup was the 2003 World Cup. Which
That's right.
You definitely remember. You were doing very well in the World Cup till that final where India came across a very strong Australian side who were unbeaten. And that first over, what would you like to say that did you err or emotions got the better of Zaheer Khan?
Absolutely. I think, I was young, it was a very big stage for me, playing in that final of 2003 World Cup. It was a big occasion, and we were up against a very strong team as well. But the whole experience of that World Cup in South Africa was something very special. You enjoy that journey of getting to the finals. Yes, it would have been great if we had finished on the winning side in that finals. But the experience did go a long way for me when I was playing in 2011 finals. So in 2003 finals, there was this young Zach who was running in hard, and emotions got better of him as soon as that national anthem was over. You're bowling that first over, the adrenaline is running very high, and it's pumping, and you just get caught up in that situation, and then it's too late for you to pull back. So that is something which I did experience in that finals, and that's something which did help me in the 2011 finals when I had to face that situation again. So the experience of that finals did come very handy, where here I was completely in control of the situation. I knew exactly what I had to do. Stay in the present, not really think about what's going to happen or what has happened. It's just about going out there and executing your plans, and staying in present, not really thinking in too far ahead or what has happened in the previous over or looking at the past.
Since you're mentioning about the 2011 World Cup, after that early exit in 2007, which was very disappointing for all Indians and all the players too. So 2011 World Cup, that too in India, the pressure must have been extremely very, very high on all the players, because every person who must be meeting you all must be saying, guys, you got to win this World Cup.
Well, yes, you are playing against, you are playing in front of the home crowd, that has its advantages and also adds to that extra bit of pressure as well. So that 2011 World Cup for us, it was a lot of the guys actually have been around for the longest time. So the balance of the team was just perfect. We all knew each other very well since we've been playing a lot of cricket together. So in terms of understanding that roles and responsibility, that becomes an easy job for the coaching and support staff as well. And leading up to the World Cup, about 3-4 years, we've been having periodic discussions around how situation will be in India when we'll be playing in front of our home crowd. What will be the challenges, the advantages, the disadvantages. So all those kind of things were there. Like when you're playing in India, that the demand of tickets are going to be very high. so that is also a small thing, but a big challenge also for cricketer, because that can prove as a distraction. So I remember for me, I just changed my cell phone number, and I had like very few guys know about my phone and where I am. I was not really contactable throughout the World Cup, for most of the guys. So that's something which I did, and that whole feeling of winning in front of your home crowd is something special. I still remember Wankhede was after the final was over, no one left the stadium, and the whole of Marine Drive was turned into a big parking lot, and no one was really complaining. So those are special memories, and it took us a long time to reach to the hotel from the ground. And once we reached to the ground, from the ground to the hotel, once we reached to the hotel, also it was an effort to get to the room. So everyone was so happy and excited that we won the World Cup in front of our home crowd.
21 wickets in that World Cup, leading highest wicket taker along with Shahid Afridi. There were many matches. One match I want to talk about is the match against England, when India had scored some 320 odd runs and England were going strong. And you got back-to-back wickets of Ian Bell and especially of Strauss, who was almost on 150 plus or 149. Any fond memories of that match, which was a tied match?
Yeah, like look, I think Bangalore is one venue, where that bowlers always have it very tough. So that was a very high scoring game. Uh, in spite of scoring what 334 runs, the match still ended up in a tie, which we were not expecting for sure. We thought that we'll be able to see the game and win the game comfortably. But Strauss had other plans. I remember KP also had a good partnership with Strauss. So the game was decided in the last 10 overs, and in the last 10 overs leading up to that, England was pretty much in control with the chase. They 9 out of 10 times I think they should have got that got those runs from that position for sure, which I think was denied by the timely effort at that stage by the bowlers, in that back 10 of the innings. And I was very satisfied with that performance where Strauss was the key, and I was able to get those two wickets in succession, which really helped the team gain the control back in the game.
Not many know or probably might remember. I just want to bring to all our viewers notice that whenever Dhoni gave the ball to Zach, he made sure that he caught that breakthrough, whether it was the match against England, whether it was against South Africa, whether it was against Pakistan or any other game. Zach took that wicket for Dhoni and went on to take 21 wickets. So what was that memory about that final at Bombay, which you mentioned about, it took 6 hours to reach the hotel, the celebrations were high. But going into that final, were there nerves that after that 2003 World Cup, or you were prepared, mentally prepared? Yes, we are there.
Yes, I was mentally prepared for sure, and we had semi-finals against Pakistan. So that is a big game, and there was hardly any gap between the semi-finals and finals. Usually there are just 2 or 3 days in between that. So you got to be really spot on and not really get excited that you are in the finals. So I think after the win against Pakistan, we consciously all the team members. I remember all the senior players also telling and having this conversation. I remember having a chat with Sachin also where he said that yes, the job is still not done. We've won an important game, but there's still one step to go. So we have to stay on the ball and not really relax or get complacent. We still have that cup to win. The job is not fully done as yet. So that was the thought process, before the finals. So you went there. I remember I didn't really practice much before the finals. Just a light loosener and staying in the zone, because the finals are usually one mentally. The physical side of it takes care of itself, but the mental side of it is something which one has to be really fully prepared with. And I think I was in that zone, and I think everyone from that team was wanting that World Cup win very badly. So we were all in that zone of getting the job done and then deciding to celebrate.
Well, you very rightly mentioned, Zach. Now after that 2011 World Cup, and then India went on to win the 2013 Champions Trophy. After that, in ICC World Cup events, be it the 2014 T20 World Cup where we lost to Sri Lanka, then we're talking about the 2016 T20 World Cup where we lost to West Indies in Bombay, defending a target. Then we're talking about the Champions Trophy loss to Pakistan in England, and then last year's World Cup. What do you think is going wrong with India? Where is India probably making a mistake, or like everybody is saying, it's just the top order which stumbles and India lose its way?
Well, I think I would say multinational tournament, have its different dynamics, and I think the phase which you're talking about is actually that one game where it all matters. You'll see any World Cups, so be it cricket or any other sport as well. When you're talking about team sports and event like World Cup, which comes in once in 4 years. You have to be spot on with your preparation and be prepared for that rainy day. So everything has to go well that that 1 hour also can really change the course and deny you that championship, even though you are the best team in the world. So I think that dynamics changes the approach of the multi-nation tournaments or tournaments like World Cup, wherein that that mental side of it in terms of preparation has to come in. Like how are you going to deal with the importance of that 1 hour or that one good spell or one good partnership or one bad partnership has to be understood by each and every member and member of the team, for them to know the seriousness of it, because a lot has to go right for any team to win a tournament like that.
2019, India were favorites along with England, and India probably did all the things right. But somewhere, do you feel that India were not sure about the number 4 player?
See, like I told you, it's just about that one passage of play can really change things for you, and you have to be prepared for that. So I think for Indian team from the previous World Cup, I think the takeaway is that you had such a strong batting lineup which has been carrying things through in all the matches, but it's just that one game when it mattered, things didn't go your way, and that is something can happen in a tournament like that. So that's the point which I was trying to make earlier as well. A lot has to go well when you're talking about a tournament like World Cup, and I think a lot of strong teams also can have just that one passage of play which can throw things off the window. And in tournaments like World Cup also, it's about gaining that momentum at the right stage, so you saw someone like New Zealand gaining that momentum and things going their way in that particular match, which I think England was very happy with. So they had to play New Zealand in the finals instead of India.
True. Absolutely right. Like you mentioned, you've got to be mentally strong and be prepared for on that day in case of an eventuality where such a scenario occurs. That's what you're trying to say, right, Zach?
Yeah, like if you lose early, because then how are you going to approach the situation? So that is something which I mean I'm just talking about since you're discussing that match, so I'm giving you the dynamics of the match around it. But those situations can change. It can be the preparation has to be done to that level, right? Where so suppose example, if you have your two bowlers who have been giving you early breakthroughs, and in that one particular game, which matters, like a semi-final of the World Cup or a quarterfinals of the World Cup, if those bowlers are not going to give you those early wickets, then how are you going to approach the game? So if you've prepared for it, then you will have the answers to that situation and scenario. But if you're not prepared for it, then you will find it difficult to see off that phase. So I think these are the preparation points which you talk about. Having said that, in spite of doing all the preparation, that doesn't really guarantee your success in a tournament like World Cup. So I think and that's where the luck factor, as we call it, or the momentum, as you will hear a lot from all the experts, come into play. So that belief in a team sport grows stronger with time and with time into the tournament, and that really gets a team really dangerous in any particular scenario. I mean, look at England also in the last World Cup. They were about to get knocked off and not really go through to the playoffs. But they gained momentum at the right stage. I mean, England was always one of the favorites to win the World Cup. But the way their campaign was going, they had their challenges. But at times in a tournament like of that magnitude, you're better off facing those tough situations early. That really gives you confidence to go on to win the World Cups. I mean, you look at the history of World Cups and you will find so many examples like this, where the teams have actually been really struggling in the initial phase, gaining confidence, peaking at the right time, and then going on to win the trophy.
Very well said, Zach. We discussed about Test cricket. We discussed about ODI. Let me just recap that during Zach's period, India was the #1 Test cricket team. During Zach's period in ODI, India won the World Cup. Now coming to T20, you have been part of a few franchise where you also went on to captain Delhi Daredevils. How was your experience there?
Well, it's been fantastic captaining the IPL team for sure. Because I had a lot of youngsters around at that time, and it also came at a good time for me to stay connected with the game at that stage. I was also not really playing international cricket that much around that time. So that gave me freedom to devote myself and to have such talented young bunch of cricketers around. That really makes it exciting because you can have a lot of knowledge to share with, and that's something which I always enjoyed doing. So my time with the franchisee, leading the franchisee was about sharing as much as possible and letting those youngsters express themselves out on the field. So we had a good run. It was a team which did a lot of damage and surprised a lot of franchisees. It's a pity that we couldn't really go to that playoff, but we certainly had the team, and we've had a great time with a bunch of youngsters who were like the team as in when you stack up all the franchisees was not really looking like can possess threat to many franchisees, but we did a lot of damage, which I'm happy with my team to be able to go out there and do that.
Yeah, we definitely saw the way you groomed all the youngsters. And we've always heard that Zach is always there to advise to any youngsters. And I'm sure a lot of youngsters must have taken a leaf out of your bowling, how to handle pressure. Now, since we're talking about IPL, they say that T20 is a very unpredictable format. But there are two teams which have done consistently well, whether you talk about CSK or Mumbai Indians. So what is that separates that two franchises to the other 6 franchise teams?
I think the method of how they approach the game is very vital. You look at both the franchises. They are very methodical in their approach. They have the big guns as well. So someone like Rohit Sharma has been around and has got phenomenal IPL record. He's won 4 championships. Has the ability to lead, to motivate his team to go out there and perform. And I think that really matters. The IPL has its different dynamics as well. Since you have 4 foreign players and you have the 8 Indian players, so 7 Indian players playing in the playing 11. That really changes the dynamics. So as a leader, you got to be able to get the best out of your foreign players and your domestic talent. So that is something which the communication also changes accordingly. So I think it has its charm, that way. So the method which both the franchisees have approached the game with has certainly been very fruitful for both the franchises, to achieve that and to have such a record at this level, because T20, mind you, is not a easy cup of tea, as to be successful consistently. I think that's why the value of something like a great captain in a T20 is high.
So with IPL, now with Mumbai Indians, you are the bowling coach also as well as the director of Mumbai Indians, am I right?
Yes.
So now it's been 2 years if you've been having this role. So you have seen a lot of bowlers coming up in the ranks, whether it is Mumbai Indians or any other franchisee. And you all, I believe, do a lot of good scouting, whether it is John Wright or Abhay Kuriwala. You all are in the look for that right talent. So that is what I probably believe separates Mumbai Indians from the rest of the franchise. Be on the alert.
I think over the years, if you see like the number of young talent which have gone on to represent Indian team, the number has been very high. And I think the credit goes to the structure which Amaya has with regard to scouting the young talent and encouraging them and promoting them, giving them the right platform has been the DNA of their success. So that is something which goes without saying. I think the contribution to the Indian cricket also has been immense with that regard, in terms of getting those youngsters, grooming them, giving them opportunities to and the platform to go out there and be successful.
I cannot leave this question going. Today, India has a battery of fast bowlers. During those days when Zach was playing, we probably had but maybe 2 or maximum 3. But today we are talking about all 4 fast bowlers, whether it is Shami, Bumrah, Bhuvneshwar Kumar or Ishant Sharma. But today India talks about taking 20 wickets in every match. So is that IPL which has made a difference, or the overall structure of BCCI?
I think overall structure. I think if you look at the Indian cricket and how it has grown, also every decade you've seen growth and also the approach also has been changing. And when I'm saying approach, I'm talking about the game getting more and more professional. You've seen the days when there used to be hardly any support staff traveling with the team, to having the whole army of support staff now. Be it the computer analysts, to the physios, to the masseurs, to whole lot of other people also. Which is creating a robust system, which is giving you access to excel. So that is something which I feel has changed over the years, and that with that the structure of cricket also has changed. You've seen a lot of academies coming along. You've seen IPL coming along, which has given all the youngsters opportunity to learn from the best. Otherwise that one challenge which always used to be talked about, that the youngsters are not getting a lot of exposure, or they're not getting enough time with the players who have played at the highest level to learn from them. I think IPL has been that platform where they got that opportunity to gain that knowledge in a short time, and academies have been the platform where they could get access to better training methods and better knowledge at an early age, which has really changed the scenarios. The talent has always been there in our country, isn't it? We've always been talked about having abundance of talent available. It's just that that talent has got access to knowledge and infrastructure, which has been great in terms of seeing the result. What you're seeing right now, where many cricketers are coming forward with immense talent and performing really well at the highest level.
Is Zaheer Khan ready to coach Indian team as a head coach or
Well,
team coach?
I've been asked this question even before I announced my retirement. so that is one thing which I'll have to deal with once that question is asked by the right people. But at the moment, I'm happy where I am, which is staying connected with the game. I'm enjoying living my passion, even though I've walked away from the game. So that is something which makes me very happy and satisfied that I'm connected with the game. In between, I get opportunity to go play a tournament like T10 and spend time with you as well during that. So that is just about going out there and playing the game of the cricket and staying connected that way. So I'm pretty happy with the way things are at the moment in my life.
So we will leave this for our listeners or our viewers to guess whether Zaheer Khan is ready to take the coach when he's approached by the right people. Meanwhile, we'll ask Zaheer Khan some few quick fire questions, and let's see how Zaheer Khan can bowl a bouncer or a duck under it. Are you ready for it, Zach?
Cool.
If a movie is made on Zaheer Khan, who would like you to play the role of Zach? Who would you like in Bollywood?
I think this question you should all to all your viewers. that who they think will be the right person. Because I myself have not found this answer.
You haven't thought about it. You
I
haven't
haven't
found
thought
it.
about it.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's interesting to see how people see it, like how my fans and my followers see it, like who they think will fit in that bill properly and can play my role.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni or Saurav Ganguly, the better captain?
I think they both had their own styles, and they both have contributed to Indian cricket immensely. So I think it's something which I will definitely say. Uh, you know, you would see that Saurav was very aggressive in nature, and he actually had that talent to pick the players and back the right players as well. And wherein MS is very calm, composed, sort of a leader. He will give you your space, and he will go with that. So both of them had a different style of leading a team.
Okay. Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma? Current white ball, who is the better player? If you had to pick one.
I would say it's a very tough pick. So it's at par. It's neck and neck. I think So when you look at Virat, you know that he's someone who's very clear about what he wants. Has a set routine, and he's actually his graph has always been, he's a very driven guy. Like his graph, he's always been pushing higher and same with Rohit. Since the time he started opening, it's been phenomenal with white ball. Immensely talented cricketer. I think Rohit was someone who you saw in the nets way back in the time. When he was 19, 20 also, you'll say that okay, this guy is going to go and make a mark at the international level. So that's the kind of talent which everyone speaks about when they talk about Rohit Sharma. He makes it very pleasing viewing on the eye when he's batting. He makes batting looks very, very simple and easy. So those are the styles which both individuals have, but it's very tough to pick just one person when it comes to making that impact with white ball.
Okay, I think this should be easy for you to pick. We talk about the 4 top players in the world in Test cricket: Virat Kohli, Smith, Root, or Williamson. At least one. Now I need an answer for one. All are good in their own ways, but if Zach had to pick one.
I actually, again, you're talking about these, every generation has these, 4 or 5 players who are competing against each other and who are actually, pushing each other. And it's because of each other, they achieve the success they achieve at the highest level. So you're talking about these 4 which are the names in this era for sure. Root, Kane, Williamson, these are the players who are actually, and Smith, you look at their consistency. And you say that because of these guys, the cricket is exciting at this stage, because these are the guys who are pushing each other.
Okay, mutton biryani or pasta? What would Zach fancy?
And now you're asking the right questions. Now, mutton biryani.
All right, I'll ask you questions which will be right. SRK, Salman Khan or Amir Khan?
SRK, Salman Khan or Amir Khan. I've been a huge fan of Amir Khan right from my childhood. I've always enjoyed the kind of work he has been doing. SRK is someone who is very very charming personality. He'll have his I love his speeches. Every time I've heard him, he's just amazing. So I like him for that. Apart from his acting, the way he carries himself and the kind of charisma which he has. And Salman, of course, has his own style, so that he's been an inspiration, with regard to his health and fitness, which he spends so much time in. So yeah, I think they've been an inspiration to many, and for me, my personal choice, like I told you, is Amir Khan. I've been a great fan.
2 movies on sports in India. One is on hockey, one is on cricket. Chak De, which was on hockey, and Lagan on cricket. which one would you watch if you had a choice to see one? Chak De, we all know.
Cricket is something which I play, so I'll prefer hockey movie. Chak De.
So I'm sure Bhavi will be very happy.
With my personal bias, of course, yes.
All right. Zach, we've had a wonderful chat with you. Thank you so much for giving your time. We hope you and your family keep well in this tough times. And we hope also that IPL comes to Dubai so that we can have the opportunity to see you.
Hope so too. I really enjoyed this chat. You refreshed my memories of the game, and it's always fun talking about the sports, and you know, your passion about cricket has always been right up there. Like I said at the beginning, you know, it's great that you connected with the game, even though the game is not happening.
We are going to air this show on Eid. So would you pass some message to your fans for Eid?
I wish you all Eid Mubarak. Have a safe Eid and enjoy the celebrations.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you once again. Take care. Stay healthy. Stay fit. Looking forward to see you soon.